Good morning, guys, and happy Mother's Day. I'm getting ready to go to class. I find it crazy that we have class on Mother's Day, but I'm getting ready to go to class, so I don't have any makeup on or anything, but I wanted to just quickly film what I am having for my breakfast, and then I will film more later today. Oh, and I should mention that this is my day 3, and I'm starving, and but I've made myself wait 2 hours before actually eating, so I'm pretty excited about it. I've already had my herbal tea and my water, and I have more herbal tea and more water to have to have with my meal. I know some people say that's not good for your digestion, but I really need that extra fullness of having those gallons of liquids in my stomach along with my tiny amount of food. Anyway, it's no surprise what I'm having for breakfast. This has kind of been my norm. I've fallen into automaticity with it, if you will. And yeah, I'll probably not change it up until I'm a little more comfortable being completely back on my bright lines. So it's 1 ounce of oatmeal, just regular oats. I prefer the steel cut oats for some reasons, and I prefer the regular oats just because they're more bulky. And then 6 ounces of blueberries and 2 ounces of sun butter. Hey guys, I'm leaving my herbal class, and I just wanted to tell you, it was just crazy. Like today was just a crazy thing because, yeah, we were doing fermented foods today, and like she brought all these samples and stuff, and I was just like, I know none of them were bad for you. I mean, they were like sauerkraut, and I mean, there was like a sourdough bread and things like that, but it was really hard to not eat it, and not from the perspective of, oh, I really have to have it, but because people are like, oh, you need to try it. Oh, you need to try it. Like, oh, this and that. And it was definitely a struggle. I didn't eat anything. I actually have, so in my car, hold on, I'll show it to you. So we made sauerkraut, yay. And then, wait a second. Oh goodness, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I lost it. And then I'm bringing one of my little samples home. This is an herbal sauerkraut, and I'm gonna put it in, I do put sauerkraut in my food anyway, so I'm gonna put this in my lunch. I'm gonna put this in my lunch salad. So I'm bringing it home. I almost dropped it in the car. That would have been a lovely scent. Anyway, I'm bringing it home so I can have it with my lunch, and yeah. Talk to you guys soon. And happy Mother's Day! Hey guys, so I'm home, but we're getting ready to go to Elitch, which is an amusement park here, and that's what I wanted to do for Mother's Day. I actually just really enjoy, I don't really like the rides, but I know my kids do, and the time with them is so short that I just love being with them and having fun with them. And so that's what I chose to do on Mother's Day. So it's obviously like there's no food other than the wafting smells of, you know, not my food that go with an amusement park, but that no longer tempts me. Probably my biggest concern is that I usually get 17 to 20,000 steps when we're at Elitch, and you know, I'm really hungry already, so that's probably my biggest concern. I might just try to take it easy, maybe sit with the baby a little bit, we'll see. But then I like to also be with my older kids, so yeah, but that's what we're doing. But before we go, I packed my lunch and I'm gonna eat it in the car, so I'm gonna show you what I'm having. And I forgot to mention that my kids already ate, because I was in class this morning, so they already ate, and we are getting ready to go. So I was like, I'll just pack up my stuff and I can eat on the way, because otherwise I would have like kids like anxiously around me watching me eat so that we could go to Elitch. So here is my lunch, and in it I have a slaw made with the cabbage mix. You might see some repeats. I do tend to be less creative, I guess, in the beginning when I'm just really trying to get in the zone. But there's a slaw at the bottom, and it's, I think, 3.8 ounces of slaw, of like the coleslaw mix, just cabbage and purple cabbage and carrots raw, and it hardly weighs anything, so it's kind of like, you know, your regular greens. They don't really weigh anything. And then I mix that with my 0.5 ounces of mayonnaise and a little bit of apple cider vinegar to make a slaw dressing, and I stirred that together. And I also mixed in 1 ounce of apple from my fruit serving, because that really makes a huge difference in adding that kind of like sweetness that you're used to associating with slaw. And then Last night I was asking my husband, what can I have for a protein? Because I'm like, I'm super bored with the veggie meat, and I've had like 4 ounces of hummus every day. And like, anyway, so before I started like officially back on my thing, I was eating a lot of hummus and as my protein, and so anyway, there's a lot of hummus in my life. And I didn't think that I was realistically setting myself up for success if I said I would be having like 6 ounces of beans. And I also thought about making a homemade veggie burger, but then I realized since we're going to Elitch today that I didn't want to be hanging out, you know, mixing and stirring and grilling a burger. So what I ended up doing was, like I told you, I had 3.8 ounces of the slaw, and then I have, what's the difference? 2.2 ounces of the grilled portobello mushroom on top. And then I ended up mixing and making like a little, it's kind of like a tuna salad, chicken salad, beef stroganoff salad. Basically, it is 2 ounces of hummus mixed with 2 ounces of veggie burger. And I just felt like a little change. And I actually, after I weighed it, I did take a little taste of it after it was all portioned out and everything. And it is really good. So don't roll your eyes, because it's actually really good. And then I have 5 ounces of fruit that I'm taking with me, and it normally would be 6, but as I mentioned, there is 1 ounce of apple in my slaw. So this is 5 ounces of fruit, and it is mostly clementine at the bottom, and then enough apple to round it out to be 5 ounces. And that is what I'm having, and we are headed to Elitch, and I will keep you guys posted about how that goes for me. Alrighty, and as you know, I've already had a little bit, I might meditate a little bit on the way there or pray or something, because as you know, I've already had a little bit of a willpower gap issue this morning. It wasn't necessarily an issue that I felt, but I do know that it was stressful being the oddball again, just because I'm always the one that's like, oh, I can't have snacks. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't have dairy. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't eat honey. And then today they were doing the fermented foods, and they're like, well, this isn't bad for you. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's not mealtime. I can't have anything outside mealtime. So they must think I'm a complete lunatic. Anyway, that's what I'm having for lunch, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, we're actually driving now. We're backing out of our driveway. And you know, that's how I know my family's really slow. We're all just really slow, just getting everything packed up because there's so many of us. And it's 2:30 now. It's almost 2:30, and I haven't eaten since 7:30. And yeah, I'm really hungry. And I had actually thought I would be eating an hour and a half ago. But I was trying to help everybody get ready. And yeah, here we go. And I'm gonna eat. Yay. Hey guys, it's 9:36 at night, and I'm absolutely exhausted. We just got home from Elitch. I haven't eaten. I didn't take my food. I didn't think we were gonna be gone that long. I'm getting ready to eat. Yeah, all of a sudden when I was at Elitch about 3 hours ago, so we got stuck in construction on our way back, but about 3 hours ago, I just lost my energy. Just like I felt lightheaded, didn't feel good at all. And I just kind of lost my zest. And then we drove back, and now I'm getting ready to eat. I'm hoping that revives me. But before I eat, because yeah, I think I guess it's been, let's see, 7.5 hours, which isn't a lot, but I walked about 12,000 steps, which is less than usual at Elitch, but I kind of purposely took it a little bit easy. But I thought I would show you what I'm having for dinner. I cannot even wait to dive into this. So this is completely bright line, and I know it's starting to look familiar. I'll branch out once I get kind of back in the zone and I feel really solid with being around food and making recipes again. So, I have 2 portobello mushrooms on there. They are so light. They're light, and once you cook them and you cook the water out of them, they're even lighter. So, and so they really don't count for light. I have carrot dogs. I have some slaw. I have the little mixture that I made today. It's 2 ounces of veggie burger mixed with 2 ounces of hummus. And then I have my sauerkraut because, as I've mentioned before, I am eating cultured foods every day, twice a day, as part of a project that I'm working on for my paper. And that is it. So I'm going to dive into this, and hopefully I will be revived and energized and can close out this video and upload it. So hey guys, this is actually day 4, and I'm just going to finish up and upload my day 3 video. I was so exhausted yesterday. that I just fell into bed. I did write down my food and I did do a brief journaling just about how I felt, but I didn't go through the checklist. I didn't like rate my hunger. I didn't do any of those things because I was a mess. And I don't know if it was just the bright line thing or just because it was a long day in general. I'd only had 3 hours of sleep, which is so not a bright line thing to do. I ended up not being able to wear my bunny slippers and like, you know, going through Elitch all day, having my class. I had my class for several hours in the morning, I guess, let's see, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and then it ran late. So 4 hours in the morning, and then we went to Elitch, and I was just exhausted. So wrapping up day 3, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would love to hear if anyone else has had that experience where if they've had a long day in the beginning of Brightline, that it just wiped them out. So love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.